So we also have David, and he's going to talk about the movie he's looking forward to most this year.
It's a tough choice, but I am looking forward to Deadpool for sure.
Why is that?
He's just been one of my favorite characters. I think that he definitely deserves a redemption after Wolverine Origins. After the Merc with the mouth, and they sew his mouth shut. What the hell, man? Come on, you can't take away Deadpool's mouth where he breaks the fourth wall. He loves to talk to the audience. He gets them into the mix where he confuses his opponents, and he's one of the most witty characters out there, and he deserves a second chance.
I have to agree with that. Strong heart.
Morena from Firefly, smoking. I'm so glad to see her in a feature film.
And what's her character's name?
I honestly don't remember.
And there's like two X-Men in it.
There are two X-Men in it. You've got Colossus, and then Nega Teenage Warhead, which is a character I actually had to look into that apparently appears and dies and reappears and dies in the comic books.
There's people out there who say, all I've got to do is I can go off of people who just watch the movies and TV shows, and they think to themselves, hey, that's how the character is. Do you think they're going to pull from the comics and make him the character he is from the comics in the movies?
I think they are going to pull largely from the comics because of what happened last time they did that, where they tried to reinvent his character and totally just flopped. I like how even Ryan Reynolds likes to take a couple jabs at how DC screwed up his Green Lantern. Just don't make the suit green.
And so that was pretty good. So best guess. When are we actually going to see Deadpool in the movie? Like, how much of the movie do we have to just live with Ryan Reynolds before we finally get Deadpool?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to do kind of like the trailer does, where they introduce Deadpool in suit at the beginning, and then he's like, well, let's rewind a little bit, and then you're going to have 15, maybe 20 minutes of, cancer buildup, and then they're, going to go, okay, well, this is going to save you, and then once he's getting saved, they're just like, okay, now we're going to put handcuffs on you and make you a slave now that we've given you all these powers. And he's like, heh.
Okay, all right. That's pretty optimistic, actually.
I think that there will be, you might not obviously see the red suit after 20 minutes because he's got to go see the guy at the bar. I think his name's Weasel.
Yep, Weasel.
Thank you.
Do you feel like any of the jokes were kind of just ruined for you because of how many trailers and how much material they put out before a movie even comes out?
Well, if they're going to stay true to Deadpool form, no.
You think there's plenty more?
I think there's going to be plenty more. If they do that, I will be sad, and it will fall short of my expectations. But just from seeing what I've seen of the few official trailers compared to X-Men Origins, this is a home fucking run.
Okay, and we've got Brandon Faig joining us on the show. What is the movie you're looking forward to, Matt?
Oh, I don't know. It's this big movie that everybody's talking about with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Revenant?
Titanic 2?
Yeah, Titanic 2, actually. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They unthaw his
Gatsby
body, revive him, kind of like Captain America, and that's how we...
Oh, please.
Oh, you mean Inception 2?
Inception 2, yeah. I don't know. At the end of that.
What movie are you talking about?
I need to know if the top stopped spinning or not. I need to know.
It did.
No, that's fucking bullshit.
Flinched. No, that means that he actually woke up.
The flinching doesn't
Why is
count.
It flinched, but it kept going.
They cut it off.
No, because it flinches and it keeps going. You don't know if it's gonna fall over
Wait,
or
we're going
not.
to talk about the Revenant?
So basically, this is based on a true story, and everybody's talking about it, saying that, this is going to be Leonardo DiCaprio's, he's actually going to win an Oscar this time, he's not just going to be nominated every year for a movie.
I hope they do, just for the fact that he wins one. I want to see it happen in my lifetime.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He eats like an actual, was it buffalo liver?
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo liver, yeah. And the director's like, no, it's okay, we can get you a fake liver, it's fine. And then Leonardo DiCaprio was kind of worried about that, not looking real enough. And he even talked about, when he bit into it, it was almost like a balloon or something like that, just
very
disgustingness, yeah.
This tastes like blood.
Which I wouldn't assume,
Pretty much.
A liver to be balloon-like, but you never know. I've never
A
actually
raw
been
one?
to a
I can imagine
liver.
it's pretty rubbery.
So,
Could have been.
So what is so intriguing about The Revenant for you? Are you into dramas? Are you into Leo? Or are you into bears?
Leo!
Are you into survival stories? Like, what are we doing here?
No.
Wow.
Okay, so, you know, my family's, you know, are big into hunting, you know, and one of my favorite movies is The Edge with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
And it's actually about a bear, you know, attacking them as well, and they have to try and survive. You know, I'm ready to kind of see a little something different, you know, in Hollywood.
So you're saying you like The Revenant because it's one of the few movies that wasn't based on a comic book or as a sequel to something.
Exactly. It comes out January 8th, which you should already know that, but if you guys are interested in it, I will see it at the movie theaters on Friday.
Just hit Brandon up on his Twitter and he'll go to the movies with you. He's totally down. See you, Larry.
Well, I think everyone's highly anticipated movie, besides Deadpool, would maybe be Captain America Civil War, which isn't Avengers 3, people, even though everyone from the Avengers is in it.
Are you excited to see General Thunderbolt Ross re-enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who has not been in a Marvel movie since Incredible Hulk?
Well, I'm excited to see Thunderbolt Ross. Maybe not the actor himself, because, well, you know, I still like the Ang Lees. Hulk's General Thunderbolt Ross. But yeah, William Hurt is the actual General Ross in the New Civil War. But I mean, that's kind of cool because they're bringing him in.
So is Thunderbolt Ross going to become Red Hulk? Do you think they're going to actually go that route with it? Because Green Hulk isn't in this movie, right?
No, he is not.
He goes over to Thor Ragnarok.
Yep, he's going to be in Thor Ragnarok. No idea how he's going to be there, but he's going to be there.
What are your thoughts if the current you know, Avengers Marvel could bring in Spidey and whatnot? Do you think that they should?
Well, interesting that you noted that because Spider-Man will be in the next film. He will.
But how much? How much will we see him? Will it be just a cameo, or what's going on there?
It might just be a cameo. No one knows for sure on that one besides
Your
Tom
prediction,
Holland.
Larry's opinion, how much of Spider-Man are we going to see?
That's a damn good question. I think maybe 20 minutes. Maybe.
Are we going to see him in costume?
I don't know. I can't call that.
We know he's going to be on Cap's team, though.
But Spider-Man originally was part of Iron Man's team. Iron Man went as far as to make Spider-Man his own suit. Like his own metal kind of Spidey suit that would amplify his powers.
Yeah.
Then he had a falling out with Iron Man, and he joined Cap's team. So
Now, the other question is, do you think the Civil War, the Registration Act, will have nearly as much of an impact as if they had the entire mutant, you know, race, as it were? Because that was a big thing. Is the X-Men and all of the mutants would have to register. And that was where a lot of the Civil War came from. Do you think it's going to have as much of an impact on this Civil War?
On this Civil War, not as much.
Okay.
Because they really haven't introduced too many superheroes.
So you think the public really won't give a damn? Because they're like, well, we already know who they are with it.
And that's what I'm kind of confused about, really. I mean, I'm thinking this Sokovia Accords is going to be just like, hey, you're going to be working for the military now. You're going to be working for us. That's it, because everyone already knows freaking Captain America's identity.
Yeah.
Everyone already knows Iron Man's identity.
Spoiler!
And General Ross said, you know, you're running around completely unregulated, and there's people that don't like that.
And that's pretty much what the Registration Act was, more or less. They were like, hey, you're going to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. You're going to be one of our assets.
Why aren't we seeing more superheroes in Civil War?
Well, not many people know about this, but I think it was back in the early 90s, I believe. Marvel had almost bankrupted themselves. So they had to declare bankruptcy, which meant that they had to sell a lot of the licenses. Mind you, not the comic licenses. Like, Marvel's still going to make their comics, but they sold their, like, media rights of certain characters to different studios. I think, let's see, was it Sony that had Blade, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man? They sold those characters to Sony. Fox bought up pretty much anything with the term mutant in it. So,
and that's where we got the 90s X-Men cartoon from, which was really awesome.
Yes, yes, it was. No, actually.
Was it about Black Panther and the role that he played?
Ooh, good question. You know, they actually did kind of lead into that in the second Avengers movie, and so and we do see a cameo at least in the trailers. So I mean, do you think this is going to be kind of a push for his movie at the end,
It is.
or Now with Black Panther, how far do you think they're going to take you down the rabbit hole before they just say?
With Black Panther, it's a pretty simple story. You know, he's a chief of his tribe in Wakanda. Wakanda, honestly, is one of the most technologically advanced nations in the world of, Marvel Universe.
And he's the richest, right? Like the richest superhero?
Well, he's the king. He's a king among his people.
Well, no, like he has more money than Tony Stark.
Oh, yeah. He's
richer than Tony Stark.
Yeah. They export vibranium to make their money. For Black Panther, I think this is going to be awesome because it's going to propel his movie forward. I'm hoping there's going to be a good reception with it because the main character for that should be Andy Serkis' Claw. So we'll see. We'll see if that plays out.
Which, by the way, was in Avengers if nobody caught that.
The movie I'm looking forward to the most in 2016 is Doctor Strange. I really, really like the origin story of Doctor Strange. I love the character. And he's one of the very few comic book characters that dons facial hair. I really enjoyed the animated movie that covered his origin story. I don't even have a trailer for this yet, but I was really excited that I was really excited by the promotional images that they just released for Entertainment Weekly.
Yes.
Of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange in the full Sorcerer Supreme outfit with the eye and everything.
I think Benedict Cumberbatch is going to nail this.
My big question is, how in the world are they going to fit this into the rest of the cinematic universe? How do you bring magic into something where Thor was explained as science?
He was explained as the concept of magic was the same as science for his people.
Thor was, yeah.
Yeah. So, magic for Doctor Strange would be maybe just science for Thor.
What's going on?
I hope they put him in Harlem. I think it's where he's at, Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually show this Sanctum Sanctorum.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They've got to.
I'm sure that we're going to see the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Even if it's at the end.
I mean, an impossible space in the middle of a city. I mean, how are you going to explain this stuff? But who cares? It's magic and it's awesome because magic belongs in superhero movies.
So he might recover one of the last Infinity Stones?
The Infinity Gem is the eye.
Oh,
that is one working theory that the Infinity Gem is the eye.
No, that was confirmed.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, the eye that Doctor Strange wears around his